Hello and welcome to another update on Force 13, talking about typhoons, hurricanes and other tropical activity across the globe right now, mainly, or wholly, in the Northern Hemisphere, but mainly in the Pacific, though we do have the Atlantic storm Claudette right now. My name's Nathan Foy, and we'll be talking about Claudette and every other storm we have active right now. I'm also joined by several other people this evening. First of all, we're joined by Daniel. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Excellent. Good to know. Jason, hi.
Hello.
How is it going in the land of the upside down?
It's cold. Very cold.
Blimey. Polar opposites. It's quite a warm night here, actually. Nick, hello.
Oh, it's the guy who made Crazy Cat.
You've got 2 pages showing the National Hurricane Centre and a message saying I have to go. Hold on. Devon, hi.
Oh, they all just fake.
Hey.
You sound very excited to be here.
I'm pretty excited to be here now that my brother has left the premises, so hopefully he won't be too big of a distraction.
All right. Well, I don't know if anyone wants to start with any of the storms we have at the moment, but I don't yet have my imagery ready to show, but I will do in just about 10 seconds.
Yep.
Let me get my screen.
I'm working on pretty much the same thing as you're getting imagery prepared.
This was earlier in the day. Oh, we've gone off it now. We're going off to latest Himawari image of the eastern and central Pacific, and you can perhaps see an eye forming on Halola right now. That's the central Pacific, well, was the central Pacific storm. It's now into the west Pacific and could become a typhoon very soon if it hasn't already. I'm not sure what the situation is on that, but it's going to be soon. Moving over, and here we have Nanka, which is still going fairly strong again. Or was. It weakened recently, but it reached a peak not so long ago, earlier in the day, of, what was it, 120 miles an hour, I think it was. I've not been all over it like I usually am, but I think that's what it was. Interesting little blob over there as well. Has anyone picked up on that yet? Maybe it's just going to be a temporary feature. But that's the Pacific side, the West Pacific side at least. Let's go to, there's Claudette. Tropical Storm Claudette in the Atlantic. That's the track map from the National Hurricane Centre with the latest forecast there, predicting a tropical storm for the next just over 18 hours, I think it is, before it will turn post-tropical near Nova Scotia. We also have, that was Claudette, that's the public advisory on Dolores. And Enrique both active as well. Hurricane Dolores as it is now, with winds of 75 miles per hour. That's likely to intensify further, and the storm is likely to become a major hurricane in the next few days in the eastern Pacific. Warnings have been discontinued. There were tropical storm watches in effect for the western coast of Mexico, but that is now no longer the case. Any comments from any of our team?
Not really.
I'm sorry that I had to go for a second. My mom just came home from, like 4 days of being away. So.
Fantastic.
I appeared to drop off for a bit because the app crashed.
Oh. That's already happened, has it?
Yeah, it hasn't happened as common as it used to do, though.
Okay, Jason is showing us a map. This is a wind shear map showing the Western Pacific storms, Nanka, which appears to be in a small area of low wind shear in a sea of large amounts, I suppose. And right on the right edge of the screen there is Halola, which also appears to be in a fairly favourable environment. Not perfect, and that's probably going to be the case for some time. There's the East Pacific as well. The 2 storms on the right-hand side, Enrique and Dolores on the far right, both in fairly low wind shear environments, and both with high amounts to the northwest or west-northwest. Daniel, what were you laughing there?
No, I wasn't.
As always. There's the Atlantic. Claudette already in a high shear environment. It probably wasn't when it was starting to get itself together, but I expect it's going to be downhill from here already. And there's the latest image. And that's just now, or just over getting confused with my time, nearly an hour ago. Of course, daylight turning into night near the United States East Coast, and that's he's going through the different imageries on that, and it's sort of displaced to the northeast, isn't it? The mass of thunderstorms and heavy rainfall from the storm. Now I know that there's a little bit of going on in the chat room earlier today on the Skype chat room. People like Devon perhaps a little bit dubious about the naming of this system.
I don't think the system, it doesn't never really looked fully tropical to me. And there was also a system in the southern hemisphere earlier this year that had its act together for like 6 or 12 hours and then just dissipated soon after that. And this is just another one of those storms where, yeah, it has its act together for a little bit, but doesn't really have a longevity for it to be really a tropical system.
But well, here's the thing. Do you call it a tropical storm if it's a tropical storm for 5 minutes?
Well, first off, I don't think the storm was ever fully tropical.
Okay.
I mean, it's developed into much warmer waters than normal, but certainly hasn't developed over waters that are conductive for tropical systems, and certainly has not developed in very favorable wind shear either. And it's always had this comma look to it, which is more common that you would look for in subtropical systems than fully tropical.
I think it's more pronounced than it was earlier, though.
Yeah, that's because it's moving off to the north. It's already starting to transition into an extratropical cyclone.
Yeah.
And that's on top of wind shear.
Okay, well, interestingly, the National Weather Service has those two little areas of sea and tropical storm warnings. Quite an interesting day across the US as well, by the way. If anyone wants to talk about severe weather whilst we're at it, then go right ahead.
As far as I know, there's heat advisories lined up across the entirety of the Ohio Valley and the Mississippi Valley, for that matter.
And lots of severe weather as well. Tornado watches in large parts of Illinois. Not sure if Steve will be joining us this evening and talking about that. I'm sure Devon wouldn't like to see that.
Oh yeah.
I've got on my screen. I've got 3 different shots of satellite imagery.
Yes, I like that. And big view of everything. Do you want to talk us through all the systems you can see there?
Okay. First, we'll start with the top left-hand corner. We see Typhoon Nanka there, which has at least underneath microwave has had a very pronounced double eye wall for at least the last 24, if not 48 hours, which I think finally the inner eye walls dissipated to the much larger outer eye wall. And it kind of looked like that the storm was trying to develop annular characteristics to it there for a little bit. But I'm guessing
have a point there.
Starting to run into some cooler waters at the moment. Also, the storm's influence is enhancing more monsoon moisture over Luzon, which I know from Chanham there was monsoon enhancement over Luzon from that storm as well.
Yeah.
Now we have tropical storm or potentially typhoon Halola here, all the way over here on the right side of the screen. And this storm appears to definitely have its act together. maybe weakening in the last couple of frames there, but other than that, it appears to be a rather healthy and small system. Probably we'll see it potentially a typhoon.
Well, have you seen the forecast track?
I have
On my
not.
screen here, you can see what the JTWC is saying. Gradual and steady intensification all the way to 125 miles per hour the last dot there, 5 days out, and could
Right.
possibly affect Wake Island as well, 79 nautical miles from Wake Island at its closest point.
Alrighty. Now we're going to go down here to the Eastern Pacific. These two shots here between MSAT and goes west. I'd like to think that they're separated at the 180-degree mark, but I don't think that they are.
Oh.
This cloudless disturbance here is probably what's left of Tropical Depression Iune.
Yes, I believe so.
This up here is not associated with Tropical Storm Ela, as Ela went off in this direction up here.
Interesting.
And then we have Hurricane Dolores here, just off the coast of Mexico.
Yeah, and what do you think of that? Do you think it will be anywhere near what some of the models were saying about really strong in the next
It
few
could
days?
potentially get there. Andres blew up in that location earlier this season, and Blanca blew up in a very similar case in this location. So if it ends up blowing up to be a major hurricane, it would not surprise me at all.
But
this
isn't it
point.
a little bit further north than those two, perhaps? Or it just seems... I mean, my
It's
memory
a
might be
little
wrong, but...
It's a little bit further to the north and east, but it's expected to jog out to the west into the relatively same area.
Well, indeed, I know that one of the moles at one point was predicting the storm to really ramp up and then turn sort of southwest for a while and then back towards the northwest. Let's take a look at what Jason's screen is showing us. Oh, Devon, you were still going to talk about Claudette, weren't you? Sorry.
Well, there's not much to talk about with this storm. This is just best way to describe it is a weak tropical disturbance moving off to the north and east rather rapidly, and it's expected to bring some gusty winds, definitely some high surf to the Canadian Maritimes in the next 12 to 36 hours. Probably will be moving over Newfoundland with sustained winds of around 14 miles per hour, maybe
14?
45 if you're lucky.
Oh, 40. 40.
Yes, 40.
Daniel?
Oh yeah, I've got a question.
Yes.
Has there ever been more than one hurricane in the Atlantic, in the South Atlantic?
Oh, South Atlantic.
The whole Atlantic at the same time.
Has there ever been more than one hurricane active at the same time?
Simultaneously, yeah.
There has been 2 instances where there have been 4 hurricanes active at the same time in the Atlantic. It happened during the 1998 hurricane season, and it also happened during the 1893 hurricane season.
Which is on the reanimating list.
Yeah. 1893 season, there were 4 rather destructive landfalling hurricanes that year. New York hurricane, Charleston, the Sea Island / Savannah hurricane, and then the Chandra hurricane as well.
Alright.
Jason, would you like to talk at all about what you're showing us here?
This is the latest Himawari 8 satellite imagery showing Halola in the West Pacific. It's starting to show up an eye wall on the visible.
Yeah.
So it is on the cards of becoming a typhoon very soon.
Looking good, especially the northern side.
Okay, I just tried to pull up RAM, and I got an old image of Cyclone Ashoba.
Go ahead, Nick.
So, it looks to me that Claudette looks a lot like a tropical depression, or looks like it's transitioning to extratropical. Do you think that is a good prediction or a bad prediction?
Probably good, isn't it, Devon?
Uh, I kind of missed it. I'm trying to pull something up right now.
No, he was just asking whether Claudette is indeed transitioning to extratropical, which is sort of what you said
Yeah,
before,
I would
isn't
say
it?
that's a pretty good assumption.
Hmm. Latest Himawari image showing the storms active in the West Pacific. Nanka on the left, Halola far to the right there. Any questions for us, please send us a message on the YouTube page as we're live. If you're watching it recorded, then that probably won't work so well, but whilst we're live, you can send us a message straight away and we'll answer it on air. Or you can send us a message on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, search Force 13, all in text on there. Or you can also speak to us on Skype. We have a dedicated chat room for all this as well.
Yes.
Add myself. My name is Fool13, FOOL13. Daniel?
Just I was going to say something about the chat room, but I thought it might put people off a bit.
Yeah,
so.
it might, yeah. Devon, this is Nanka, is it?
Yeah, this is a Himawari 8 rapid scan imagery, the latest I could possibly find for Typhoon Nanka, and you can really see here that you have the outer eye wall and then the clouds encroaching in on the inner eye wall. Definitely very defined here. That Nanka is still trying to hold on to its inner eye wall, but I'm gonna guess that probably rather shortly its outer eye wall is going to win out here.
Okay. Do you think it will intensify?
If it depends on how much longer this eye wall replacement cycle is going to take.
Okay. The JTWC think it will to Category 4 once again. 115 knots there, 130 miles per hour in between the two sets of Japanese islands there. And then the storm's going to head towards the mainland of Japan, the four main islands there. Probably won't affect Hokkaido so much, but Shikoku and the southwestern extremity of Honshu there could receive typhoon conditions, possibly a high-end Cat 2 landfall. That's what they're saying at the moment.
Like I was saying earlier, there's a possibility of Nanka significantly affecting the Kyoto metro area of Japan, and it's looking like it's still going to be a potential impactor in the Kyoto area.
Well, there's all the locations on the right-hand side there, showing some areas that will be rather close to storm, and in chronological order there. So it's
This is expecting now a jog to the west there at the last time, kind of swerving around the Kyoto area, but that doesn't mean that they're going to not be affected by the system. This system has grown in size, not quite to the size of Chanhan, but still we're talking a storm here that is at least 700 kilometers in diameter. So we're talking that this storm certainly became rather large after it weakened and started getting its strength back.
Jason's showing us a map of Japan, I think. If anyone wants to refamiliarize themselves with Japan, the storm will, as expected at the moment, to pass through the westernmost part of the island of Shikoku and then track rather close to Hiroshima actually, and then off to the north and then northeast over the Sea of Japan and possibly towards Hokkaido or the very northernmost part of the largest island, Honshu. Population density there as well, which is rather interesting. The main population centres Further to the east won't bear the brunt of the storm, but yeah, there's still going to be fairly populated places that will see the worst of that storm if the current scenario pans out, which it might not yet, because this storm has already thrown quite a few twists and turns, hasn't it?
Yes.
Hurricane Tracks and Info asks, when do you think Danny will form?
Whenever the next non-tropical low decides to come off the United States and get its act together for another 6 hours. I have no idea.
Very good.
Oh, yes, that's probably the next site I should look at, the JMA.
Yes, Daniel?
What about Hurricane Wani?
No.
And I just pulled the entire thing up in Japanese.
Excellent. Sorry, Daniel, if there's a small possibility that you were inaudible earlier when you were talking, but that is not the case now. It's because you didn't mute yourself earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, indeed.
When was it?
Oh, it was earlier when you asked the question or something. Jason's showing us a rather similar track forecast by the looks of things for Nanka. Timings might be a bit different. No, they're actually very similar to what JTWC is saying. Intensity-wise, he's scrolling down there. Might be interesting to look at one of the last points, the forecast for, say, the 16th. But predicting a peak there of 935 millibars. Devon?
Forecast track shows 70 knots, 10-minute sustained winds. So that would be 95 mile per hour, 1 minute sustained if I did the conversions correct.
Well, I think they rounded up to 100, don't they?
Is that rounded up to 100? No, it's rounded down to 90.
Ah, okay. Oh, there's some models as well. GFS actually trending a bit further east there, I saw. They're all predicting a significant landfall on Japan at the moment. So that's certainly something to watch out for. That's going to be in around 3 days from now, if I'm not mistaken. Near the end of the 16th, well, local time, it will probably be the early hours of the 17th.
So we have Tianham affecting the rather large Shanghai metro area, and then potentially just a week later we have significant typhoon potentially affecting the Kyoto area and maybe also you said the Hiroshima area, right?
Yes, somewhere around there.
Okay. I'm not 100% familiar with where places in Japan is. I just know where the Tokyo area is and where the Kyoto area
I'm
is.
trying to figure out what place name they've put on the track thing. I think it's Iwakuni, which it says it's expected to pass only 5 miles from. Of course, when you're talking about 5 miles and it's 3 days out, it could be much different. But yeah, staying strong all the way to landfall there. Has anyone got any important information on any of the other storms right now? Oh, Jason's showing some models for Dolores. Most of the models take it out to sea, except the odd one. I wonder whether he's got any intensity models on that. Would be rather interesting.
So we got 34.
Nick, anything to show us there? Perhaps not.
Oh, I had a little bit of an interruption, and so, I have to fix everything, because I got rid of one of my monitors, just give it back to my mom.
Okay.
Actually, if you do the conversion for 1 minute to 10 minutes sustained winds, the JMA already has Holola as a typhoon with 1 minute sustained.
Does it actually? It should say Typhoon on their thing.
It won't say typhoon on there because they don't call it a typhoon until it's 65
Oh, of course.
10 minutes sustained.
Yes, severe tropical storm it is, according to Japan right now. There's the intensity models for Dolores, by the way, that Jason's showing us. And what do you think the sort of consensus there, or maybe not? Probably averages out as maybe a low Cat 2 there, but a few models saying Cat 3. And then a gradual weakening after around 3 days, I think it was. I don't think there are any warnings in effect for anywhere, are there? Oh, and there's some models for Claudette as well.
We haven't mentioned much about Enrique, but then again, there's not much to talk about there either.
Well, there isn't, is there? It's
Pretty much convection free now.
likely to be a harmless storm. Hurricane Tracks at Info says, I have a question.
Yay!
But they didn't know what the question was yet. There's a picture. You can see Enrique on Jason's screen there as well.
I have a question too.
Oh, yes.
Why haven't they told us their question yet?
Well, that's for them to answer. What, Daniel?
I've got questions too.
Oh, yes.
Why am I so tired?
Oh, boy. Have you got any rants for us this time, Daniel?
No, not really.
We usually have a little section of the show where Daniel has a big rant.
Not really a rant, more like I'm just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
I have a question too.
Oh, gosh. They're
Is
everywhere.
there any possibility that Claudette could re-strengthen and possibly affect Great Britain?
Oh,
Actually,
I'm gonna have to look at the models.
Me too.
actually,
Yes?
I do have a sort of a rant.
Oh, well, I knew you'd find one from somewhere.
Yeah, I just like to talk about the Metrolink tram services.
Can you tell people what the Metrolink tram service is? Well, people probably guess what it is, but who does it serve?
It serves the one in the Manchester region. Serves. I think the line goes from I think it's Rochdale to East Didsbury.
All right, people didn't need to know that. Just end at the Manchester bit.
All right.
Okay.
Well, anyway. Oh.
To get back to your question, it looks like that Claudette is going to get absorbed by a much larger extratropical low extratropical low that is going to be centered over Labrador.
Oh, it's long gone, isn't it? And nothing in the UK really. Yeah.
Can I continue?
Well, first of all, I'd like people to digest what the CMC model is saying right now. Dolores to become a significant storm, and then to move off towards the northwest and sort of north, not too far from the coast of California, but not. I don't think it'll be affecting it so much. And another strong hurricane behind that. Go ahead, Daniel.
Go ahead. Okay then. Yeah, they're constantly having points failures. You know, with the trams. I think it's the something to do with the electricity or something. And yeah,
The electricity, did you say?
Yeah, something to do with the electrics. And yeah, sometimes there's delays and stuff like that. I think it's just a pain in the backside.
Right.
And they should sort it out because it's a joke.
Everyone was really itching to know that.
Yeah, because it could miss important things.
Indeed. Hurricane Tracks and Info say, can I nickname you anything, by the way? Because it's a long-winded name, isn't it? What do you expect the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season to be like? We sort of had this the other day. But if anyone's got anything to add over what they said last time, then go ahead.
Call me an idiot. I'm sticking with what I have to say.
Yeah.
Me too.
4 days out on the ECMWF, you can see again a strong storm. But what's caught my eye there is that big high pressure system in the East Pacific. Is that normal or not?
Well, it's a subtropical high, very similar to what the Bermuda high is, so I'd say it's pretty normal.
Certainly pronounced there, though. Not far from.
Yeah, I've seen the Bermuda high be better than 1040 a couple of times.
Yes, yes, I have as well. When I used to do UK weather forecasting for a while, I always put out the pressures in the Atlantic. So, and ECMWF also predicting the Dolores to go off towards a more.
Now, what I'm seeing here is the NavGem model is taking Dolores, is predicting a weakening of the ridge in the subtropical Pacific, and having it curve towards California.
Yes, that's what these two have been saying as well. I mean, if you look at this frame in particular, that looks rather interesting. You don't often see a storm looking that good there, whether it's tropical or not. Going back a step. But yeah, interesting goings on there. And another storm behind that, again, consistent with what the CMC said. I'm not sure what the F-name storm is in the Pacific this year. I'm sure someone will tell me. Let's go and take a look whilst we're here at some of the other models as well. GFDL for Claudette. This was before Claudette became Claudette, so it did predict a 45 knot system, though much later than now.
ECMWF's completely disregarding the existence of Claudette, from what I'm having.
Some strengthening on Dolores there, but not too much from the ECMWF, possibly Cat 2. I don't think it will get even that far, probably high in Cat 1 according to GFDL. The GFS model, again, real strengthening for Dolores there.
Yeah.
Very soon, and then moving off towards the northeast, and that is again a curve in a more northerly direction. The GFS actually has the storm sort of hugging the coast of California there as what's left of it, which isn't really much, but it could be a rain event.
Okay, I just decided to look at the UK Met model for ticks.
Good luck.
The CMC has another storm forming in the south and strengthening a lot.
Yes, I showed that not so long ago. Which one should we look at on here?
That would be whatever the F-name storm would be in the East Pacific. I don't
No, Pablo just said it was Felicia, I think.
Felicia. Okay.
HWRF is usually the more aggressive model out of that and the GFDL, and it does predict some intensification on Dolores, but again, not huge amount, so hold on. Up to around high-end Cat 2 there, and then off towards the northwest. What does it say about Nanka? That might be interesting, and I'll look at Halola as well in a moment.
I'm looking at all the global models for the West Pacific now. I don't know if we went through them yet.
Not quite. Just about onto the landfall in Japan there, on the island of Shikoku once more, probably as a high-end Cat 2 there. And then moving pretty much what the JTWC is saying, actually.
Yeah, JTWC is usually very close to what the HWRF has. Right.
And here's Halola as well. And actually not much intensification there, if not weakening.
Oh.
But what? And then real intensification near the end there, to probably borderline Cat 4.
Well,
This is what the
I'm looking at what the CMC and GFS has to say, and it's a very similar result here as far as the landfall on Japan
Ah,
here.
yes. Martinez has a question. I know that if we're out of names in the current year, we go to the Greek alphabet. My question is, once we're done with the Greek alphabet naming list, what's the next list?
Funny me right there.
I would
Yeah.
answer that, just Nathan would not like my answer.
Go on.
Shit.
Everyone needs to hear it. Daniel, mute yourself,
This
please.
time speed.
Okay.
Unless you're talking.
Okay.
We just name every single storm "oh shit" and then with a number after
Devon,
it.
your language, please. Family show and whatnot. I know it's after the watershed here in the UK, but you know.
Okay, NavGem's predicting, but I'm really worried about what the CMC and GFS has to say because they have Typhoon Nanka as at least a Cat 2, if not a Cat 3 here,
Yeah.
making a very close approach to the Kyoto-Kobe area. Both of them, the GFS in 66 hours, the CMC in 78 hours.
I don't believe there are any warnings in effect related to the storm yet in Japan, but there are
Not
some
yet. I wouldn't expect that yet.
advisories in several areas and heavy rain warnings in effect for southeastern parts of Japan. So I'm not sure what the situation is there, but I wonder whether the conditions there are already rather saturated grounds and all that.
ECMWRF kind of agreeing with the NavGem model, taking it pretty much where the JTWC is saying.
Yes. Okay.
UK Met, why not?
Jason, anything interesting to show us on your screen there at all?
It won't load the 12Z, so I'll have to go with the 0Z.
Oh dear.
Hi, Peplo.
Sometimes he talks, sometimes he doesn't. I'm not sure whether he does or not, but he's welcome to say hi at any time.
What, Pablo joined?
Yes.
Cool.
What we're looking for here, Devon?
Seeing if I have any other models to look at as far as this landfall in Japan is concerned. And we have the ECMWF and the NavGem kind of trending off towards the west here.
So
And we
I
have
get
the CMC and the GFS trending off towards the east and stronger. I
Go
think
ahead.
the GFS is actually the strongest of the four here.
I have one thing to say. Can we please put Ayun out of its misery?
How?
Like, it just, like, don't even name it a storm. Just, put it out
just
of
don't
its
mention
misery.
it, you know. Pretend it doesn't
Yeah.
exist. It doesn't exist.
I also don't
But you're
see
looking at it right now. That's a bit counterproductive, Nick.
Yeah,
another thing
because I'm
that I
trying to show you how, like, disorganized it is. Well, not disorganized, but how, like, low convection it is.
Okay, Devon, go ahead.
Another thing that I see here is that with the CMC and GFS, they don't develop Halola at all.
Now that is interesting.
They just don't develop the system. Meanwhile, the NavGem here has the system here at around 990 something millibars, high 990s, which would be a decent tropical storm. Not like a typhoon or anything, but a decent tropical storm. See how that works well, that's as far as it'll go. And potentially maybe a very deep tropical storm or a typhoon in that position.
Well, all that JTWC is saying about it is expect continual intensification due to persistent favourable conditions.
I'm looking at it here, and this is the CMC all the way out, and here's where Halola is. That's barely a tropical
Yeah.
storm at that stage.
Yeah, indeed. I know
And,
someone asked a question off air some point in the last 24 hours whether Halola will affect the Philippines. The answer, I think, will be no.
Okay, and the GFS, which goes a little bit further here, shows basically a nothing, and then maybe some strengthening around the northern Mariana Islands, still as a weak tropical storm, probably reaching its deepest around this area here, right here at 186, so that'll be 186 hours away from the date that's posted on the top. And then kind of following what Nanka does, just a little bit further to the east, and then the entire grid goes undefined.
People Skyping everywhere. What's going on? Here's the latest image of from the Himawari satellite of Nanka right now. What's this eye doing?
Let me pull up the latest image. And I'll tell you what the eye's doing.
Awkward silence.
I haven't even gotten to pulling up the microwave image yet.
Jason, would you like to suggest anything on that?
No.
Oh. But it's sort of... Is it half enclosed, or what's going on there?
Well,
It's like
it's in the
it's like
middle.
a crescent.
Yeah, well, it's in the middle of trying to get rid of its inner eye wall and going to the outer eye wall. Just the storm does not want to give up its inner eye wall, and it certainly doesn't show that it wants to just get rid of it and just go to a complete outer eye wall. So you have two very distinct eyes here. You have the very large and circular outer eye, and then you have the one band that goes around and wraps around the inner eye.
Pablo wants to show us something. An image of
Halola. And
a
then
model run from HWRF, that is. Says at the bottom.
I am going to...
Predicting intensification and significant intensification at that. What is that? Cat 4 at least. Yeah, Cat 4 there. Oh yes, 147 knots.
Good lord.
Interesting.
That's what I wanted to see.
Pablo's fancy handwriting.
Yeah, it does look like it'll increase Category 4.
Okay.
That's HWRF anyway.
Oh wow. Alright, to my amazement, there's actually a closed center on Claudette on the microwave imagery.
Oh, tell us more.
If my screen is shared right now.
Yep, we could see it.
This is microwave imagery for Claudette, and you can see a very well-defined center, actually. Now we're going to go to the interesting storm, and you'll really see the two pronounced eye walls here on the microwave imagery.
And is the inner eye wall fading there? It surely is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's it's slowly but surely fading, and once the inner eye wall fades away completely, we'll have some more intensification of the storm. But while it's going underneath the eye wall replacement cycle, it's not really going anywhere fast.
Can't be good news.
This actually, I just clicked. What the?
What? Oh, I see. Halola's really going places.
Yes, it is. There it goes around Africa,
Oh,
Caribbean.
jeez.
Where are you going?
Typhoon warnings for Africa,
Yeah.
Philippines,
Yes, typhoon
Cambodia.
warning for Costa Rica, Venezuela, India,
Cyclone warning for
most
anywhere
of
in the
the
world.
Siam Peninsula,
Crazy.
the Philippines.
Fantastic. Um,
Cyclone warnings for everywhere in the world, including you, Kazakhstan.
Yes,
um,
typhoon warnings for Kazakhstan.
Hurricane Tracks and Info has a question. You've still not given me a nickname yet. It'd be much easier to call you by one. Question: I want to submit a hypo season. Will you begin making them again?
That's probably going to be after the Atlantic hurricane season ends.
Okay, here's the deal. What happened with hypothetical hurricane seasons a long time ago? I mean, well, I did about. It was either 79 or 80. Can't remember how many I did. It was at least 79 in 2012 through to 2013, maybe 2014. Can't remember. And then I stopped for a while because there were far too many to do, and I don't want to animate Category 5s hitting everywhere all over the place all the time. But I might entertain doing some. I might open up requests for a week and then spend the next year working on however many are sent through in that week. Jason, I think you had an interesting infrared image on possibly the inner workings of Nanka just then.
Nanka's certainly the interesting storm.
Okay, so
Now we're going to look at my personal favorite graphic, total precipitable water.
well, just like make a little comment on Jason's image first. I think that might be what's left of the inner eye wall there, just flaring up a little bit, which is why the eye doesn't look all clear. But there we are. Back to Devon. Were you showing us? Yes.
This is the total precipitable water image, and what this is, for people that don't know, this is a microwave image that shows the maximum potential rain rate for a given position in the world. Now, it's not actually raining like 2.4 inches per hour in the dark brown areas. It's just that's how much moisture content is available in these given areas. And you can look for strong storms, especially like Typhoon Nanka right here, is very, very deep. Here's Tropical Storm Halola now coming into the image over here.
Yep.
You'll also see Hurricane Dolores, and this swirl here will be what is associated with Tropical Storm Enrique. I believe there's also, here's the swirl associated with Ella and Ayune. And then you'll see here, if you take a look here in the Atlantic, which kind of looks bad right here, you'll see a little tiny flare-up that's associated with Claudettes.
Okay.
Other than that, the Indian Ocean, especially in the, I want to say that's the Bay of Bengal, has a lot of moisture content to it. I don't think the shear is very favorable.
Wasn't. Not sure
I
about
don't
now.
think it would have gone down 80 knots in 24 hours.
Most likely no. Daniel, welcome back.
Hello.
Bit delayed there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Lucas says, with the formation of Tropical Storm Claudette, do you think Michael's prediction might become plausible? And to remind you what it was, because I forgot, the one where it was near average of 10 to 12 storms.
Just because you have an active early on in the season doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have an active late season.
Will we see a succession of tropical storms like we saw in 2011 that didn't become hurricanes?
Or 2013, for that matter.
Suppose so, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. You want it
If we
quiet,
could
don't
end
you?
up having, I think it would be really crazy if it ends up happening that we end up having like 13 or 14 named storms and 0 hurricanes.
Well, yes.
That would be quite the figure to gawk at, but
Just the fact that you get 14 storms. If you ask someone in say the late 80s or whatever, they would gawk at that.
yes. Though the late 80s were actually active there. 87 through 90 were some pretty active seasons.
Hmm. It was long before the totals of mid-teens became something that some of us may have become a bit used to.
Yeah, I'm not. I remember back in 2009 when that season only had 9 tropical storms. Everyone was marveling about how below average the season was. And I just looked at everything like the season was just a little bit below average if you take a look at, the 10, 4, 2, 150-year average.
Indeed, but you have to consider that maybe some storms were missed out before satellites, right?
Yeah, you've got that too. So it might be more like 11.52, but no more than that.
Okay then. Anything else that anyone would like to bring up? Because we're not far from the scheduled end of the show, but it doesn't matter if we overrun by half an hour. Any other points anyone would like to raise at the moment?
The last point that I would like to raise, and actually this goes with the activity with the season, is I want to quickly pull up the sea surface temperature anomaly. Not necessarily sea surface temperatures, but the actual anomaly of
Oh,
the sea
okay, yeah.
surface temperatures in the Atlantic. And it's not going to let me do that.
Once we get that.
There we go. No, that's the Pacific.
It might be interesting to look at the Pacific, though.
Yeah, just a bunch of reds. Here's the anomaly graph. And notice that everything is near normal or a little bit above normal. But up here in the northern Gulf Stream here, the sea surface temperatures are actually well above normal. And this is around where, in the vicinity of where Claudette is. So it's in much warmer than normal sea surface temperatures. I mean, if I compare this season pretty much to the 1992 Atlantic hurricane season, which had the April subtropical storm and then a couple of tropical depressions before there was Andrew. And it's almost kind of seeming like the same thing where we have the early season subtropical storm and then a couple of fairly weak storms because Bill wasn't really that strong and Claudette certainly isn't impressive either.
At
It's
this
looking
point,
like if the storms are going to develop, it's going to be kind of mid to late season out here around the Azores and basically between 30 and 40 and between 30 and 70 might be your box for formation this Atlantic hurricane season.
I'd just like to point out right now on the severe weather front is that a tornado is on the grounds in Kansas. At least one tornado. There were 2 tornado warnings saying a tornado's on the ground, so I'm not sure whether it's 1 or 2, but there is at least 1 tornado that has touched down.
I would never believe that there's a tornado touchdown in Kansas.
Mr. Sarcastic Devon.
Unbelievable. Anyways, here's the actual
Anyway.
Reynolds sea surface temperatures. And basically, Claudette right now is on the outer boundary of the 26 isotherm.
Oh, it's on its way out.
Yeah, it is on its way out. And this dark blue, the darkest blue here, I think represents 15 Celsius.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Um, and this is,
Chilly.
and the storm's projected track is expected to move from about this area here to the north and east, kind of scrape Nova Scotia and then make landfall in Newfoundland. And no, this is Newfoundland, not Nova Scotia.
Let me cross over to Jason's screen right now because I find it rather interesting looking at that moisture map there, with a large slither of dry air to the western side of the storm, which has probably caused it problems recently, and to the north as well, for that matter.
Here's the daily SSTNL sys from the NHC, and
Oh, we're going back onto that.
yeah, there's just a bunch of different things, and this time the outer edge of the orange represents 25 instead of 26. And just to reiterate it one more time, if you haven't gotten it, it's basically right on the edge, and moving off in that direction.
So it looks like this is a great tornado forming area. It definitely, well, not system, because you can definitely see, like, the tornado is definitely right here.
Yeah, that's the one.
It has the V shape. And so if I pull up the tornado formation.
Good lord, excessive heat warnings all over the place.
Oh, it's crazy. I'd hate to be there.
Excessive heat warnings for people that aren't in the United States is
like us, Daniel.
their local National Weather Service issues excessive heat warnings when there's supposed to be an extended period of time of day when the heat index, which is the temperature that it actually feels like outside, exceeds 45 degrees Celsius for an extended period of time.
That's around 113 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
If you look really closely right here at in Wichita, let me just turn off the warnings. You can sort of see a hook echo, which is I didn't know the name of it, so I had to look it up. Which is the
okay, let me pull up the radar then, because there's a hook echo. I'd certainly like to see one.
It's not very common.
Oh, this is awesome right here. If my screen's still being shared.
Yeah, I'm back onto it now.
That's the perfect way to describe the weather. Tornado / waterspout thunderstorm. Good job. You're doing it right.
Nick, were you in the middle of that there?
Yeah. It does look like it's a hook echo, so it definitely looks like it could form a hurricane. But it's not very pronounced. Like, that's it right there. So it's not very pronounced.
Well, that just means you don't want to see a pronounced one, because the debris balls that you see on hook echoes, that means that it's destroying a lot of things. That's why you get the high reflectivities in tornadoes. It's the radar actually picking up the debris inside the tornado.
Right.
Yes. If you want to take a look and see if there's a really good signature in a storm, what you want to do is you want to go to the storm relative velocities and see if there is a pronounced red-green couplet. And way off to the north and west of Hutchinson here, there's certainly a very pronounced couplet in that image. Here it is right here, and still, well, not as pronounced in this image here, but in this image as well. Again, here's the reds, which is winds going out from the radar, and greens, which are winds going into the radar. There's a very pronounced rotation here at the very least, just to the north and west of Hutchinson, and that's basically right where the tornado warning is.
Well, 29 minutes ago, a tornado was reported, a cone tornado. Multiple reports of it, 6 miles northwest of Hutchinson there. It's pretty much right where you're looking at right now. You guess that's the same one?
Yeah, that would have to be the same storm. But that's what you look for, is you pull up the storm relative velocity, and if you end up seeing reds and greens very close to each other, that doesn't just predict a tornado, but the brighter that the reds and greens are, the stronger the tornado is.
Mm.
So you can really see in this image, if I take off the lines here, you can really see the bright red and green right here.
Oh, yes.
And
It's a
again,
very
very
small thing
bright
to look
green,
for, isn't it?
very, very bright red there.
It's a very small bit there to look for, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually only a couple of pixels.
So, surely there's going to be a few false alarms with that, though.
Yes, because the storm relative velocities are used to pick up mesocyclones. That's what you're detecting here with rotation. It doesn't necessarily depict rotation on the ground, but
Right.
it depicts that there is at least a mesocyclone within the supercell, which I think would be enough to put out a tornado warning.
So I can see that this is rotating. Well, you can see a hook echo if you really look closely. You can sort of see a hook echo right there.
Yeah.
By
If there's a
stopping.
hook echo with a debris ball, it's almost guaranteed that there's a tornado on the ground.
Yeah,
Basically guaranteed that there's a tornado on the ground.
yeah. So you can sort of see, like, it extends a little bit down there, and you can definitely see that it extends down there. So
So I
there
would
is.
say that there is a pretty destructive tornado out on the ground right now.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a destructive tornado.
Yeah, it's the only one that's been reported today so far. So, do you think there'll be any more?
Potentially. The heat is certainly there. No doubt about it, the heat is certainly there. If you can go to this image here, you can really clearly see. I know this isn't exactly high-res Doppler radar that we're looking at here, which I would like to look at, but and here's the radar location here, so we're not terribly far away from the radar. The tornado would probably be located right about in this area. This is where the inflow of the storm is. Obviously, the outflow is here. Here's the rear flank downdraft and the rains associated with that. And the tornado would be located somewhere in this green area here.
Would you compare them at all to hurricanes there? Like, really mini versions that get much stronger?
I would probably more compare it to. I would more compare tornadoes, like the whole cell itself, to an extratropical cyclone, because there's a very pronounced comma here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right in the middle of it. Well, not right in the middle of it, because the middle of it's like here. You don't want to be caught in this. There's probably at least baseball-sized hail associated with that. That's
All right, you guys stay on that. Jason, what are we looking at on your screen there? Anything interesting?
Oh, whoops. I was looking at this map and it showed like an area of disturbance near the Solomon Islands.
Another one?
Yeah.
That would be crazy if we had another storm. And you've just got news of Enrique, haven't you?
Yeah. Just about 10 minutes ago.
Reporting that it's remained at a very similar intensity, still at 40 miles per hour. Well, I don't know whether anyone is up for any Guess the Storm this evening.
I've got a relatively easy one, but I said that the last couple of times, so I have no idea if I have a relatively easy one or not.
Everyone playing at home, I think we'll do the same thing again as we did
Yeah,
last time, just a little bit. Go on.
If you know the image, damn you.
Just a little bit of fun in between to break up all the serious
Yep.
things we're talking about at the moment. I suppose it's going to be viewers versus producers or something like that. What's our names?
Okay.
The team. That's right, the team.
Yes, the team. The question is, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, Nathan, I'm expecting you to know this image. Same with Jason.
Ooh.
I'm expecting both of you to know this image. It's a radar image.
Oh, okay. I might be familiar with it then. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Figured.
I'm not going to say it though. I'm just going to see
I
if
feel like
anyone
I'm
else.
familiar with this image, but I don't know what it is.
So when do we say it?
Jason can say it if he wants, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, yeah. Katrina.
We'll start that off with no.
Oh
Okay.
dear. Daniel, any ideas? I think someone on one of the viewers will know, but I do know.
Yes.
I'm just not going to say it yet.
Yes.
Nick? Hurricane
Don't know it, but I feel like
tracks
I've seen it.
what was his? He gave himself a nickname earlier. What was his name? He called himself Tropical Man. He also said Katrina.
Katrina is not the only storm to have
Exactly.
been in this area.
Oh dear. Should I say it?
Give it a couple more minutes.
Oh, other guesses that have come in. Jasper says Isaac.
No.
Martinez says Cindy.
No.
Tropical Man says Ivan.
No. That's too far west.
And I don't think it's large enough, is it?
A really big hint. This
Yeah.
storm, the way that it is right now, is pictured as subtropical.
Yeah.
Which
Let me know.
really narrows it down to two.
Let me know when to say it. If anyone else has an idea at home, then go for it. I'm giving you a free point here.
It is pictured here as subtropical.
Martinez says Allison.
Yes, there you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well done.
I wanted someone to say Lee, but
Say what? Oh, Lee.
I wanted someone to guess Lee.
Mm.
But
It
that
was
didn't-
indeed Allison. I was quite familiar with that image as I used it a few times. Oh, Tropical Man coming in late there saying Dennis.
Yes.
Did you have any more there, Devon, or was it just the one?
I'm about to get more.
Okay,
Because
fantastic.
I lost the other radar image that
I don't have any. I'm not sure if Jason does.
Yeah, I'm about to get another image.
Because I know
Just hang tight. It's not
Jason
going to
had
take
many on the screen.
too long.
So we had some early news on Enrique earlier, saying that it was still at 40 miles per hour according to the midnight ATCF information. If any of the others come in whilst we're still on air, which I don't expect will be too much longer, we'll let you know straight away with any other storm intensities. Jason, whilst Devon's looking for that, I'm still intrigued by that big blob off the coast of the Philippines. Could it possibly become anything at all?
I don't know. It's just a big mass of convection. So
It appears to me that that blob of convection is associated with Typhoon Nanka,
It's
the
almost
outpost.
as big as Nanka. The NHC would call that a tropical storm, right, Devon?
They'd call anything a tropical storm. Gee.
Excellent. Daniel, are you here at all, or have you fallen asleep like you did last time? I
He's
think
fallen
he
asleep.
has.
Oh,
Nick,
no.
any news on that tornado?
A new radar image has come in, and I kind of don't want to give anything away.
Yes. I'm just looking at things myself here. Yes, but you're left with that visible image there of the West Pacific. Could you move on to Halola at all, Jason, over further east?
yeah, there it is.
You've got different tabs for each one. That was about an hour ago. The eye still there, not quite as visible as it was earlier, is it?
Not quite.
See if I can also get that image on the Himawari here. The latest image showing what that storm looks like. Well, it's not blurred at the moment. I'm getting the new image up, so bear with me for a moment. There's nothing else to do whilst we wait for the next Kessler storm. We've told you about all the information, so unless we get any breaking news, that's pretty much it, really. Just doing a bit of guess the storm. And
almost ready.
yeah, when we don't have any storms active that we're tracking right now, we're probably going to dedicate a whole live event to guess the storms because they are quite fun. What's
Okay.
this radar image here, Jason?
Might have to make it a little bit bigger.
Oh, that's the guess the storm, is it?
Yeah.
Well, we may as well show this for now, Devon.
Yep, I literally just had mine active. Well, my guess is out of the picture because that didn't occur in 2007.
Quite clearly an Australian storm, and
Yes.
I suck at Australian storms.
So do I.
Unless they were like in the last 3 or 4 years. Storm from 2007. If anyone at home knows, then go right ahead. I should have said Alison before.
Okay, the next one is going to be a little bit harder, but I think still obvious.
All right, interesting. I wonder if anyone will get this. It looks like a significant storm, perhaps, or at least was one from 2007. But you know, I think this one might be because it has the date on at the bottom. People might be looking this one up as we speak. So we might have to disallow any points being given on this one.
Don't put dates on your thing.
I've already given them that idea. Jesper says, is it Cyclone George?
Yes, it is.
He's done just what I said he would. I knew it.
Nice.
Landfall is a Category 5 on the Australian scale. Remarkable.
So major hurricane here.
Okay, so I have one.
Tropical Man said Pancho. Well, it's Devon's turn, I think. He was first, but...
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me make sure that there's no date on mine first. Okay. So it's going to be pretty obvious what era is from and where I pulled it off of.
There's Halola, by the way. Just a quick look. Now back to the image. Okay. I don't think it looks good enough to be Greta. Or Greta, I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Well, we'll mark that off.
Okay. I wonder whether it could possibly... I'm trying to remember where it hit. Whether it might be common.
What do we got in the comments?
No comments yet.
Okay.
I think there's still...
Do we
obviously
have any? Do
we have
we
a bit of a
have
delay.
any guesses from the WAN man?
Daniel? He's asleep.
Yep, he's definitely asleep.
Does anybody else have any guesses?
Yes, we've got two now. Lucas says Stan from 2005. I'm not sure if that relates to this one or not. Tropical
yeah,
Man.
you might be close.
Tropical Man says Fifi.
Well, the guess was Fifi.
Yeah.
Damn, finally.
Was it?
No one gets it in like the third freaking guess.
Excellent. And Martinez guessed Hattie, but that would have been too long ago, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Nick's turn then.
Yeah.
So that's 2-0 to the viewers. I think I should know this one.
I'm trying to pull up Nick's screen. I don't see Nick's.
I think Devon will get this, so I'll leave it to him for now.
Oh God, I can't get Nick's screen up. It's
dear.
stuck. There we go. Oh Jesus. Is that
Hint. It
Is
hit
that-
Florida.
Dennis from '99?
Yes.
Ah. Very good, very good. My first guess would have been...
Actually, no, I lied.
It's not Dennis from '99.
No, it is. It is.
It
I
is.
just said that it hit Florida, but it actually didn't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, my first guess would have been...
Gene?
What?
Gene?
No.
That would be my other guess if it wasn't.
I was thinking of Floyd first, actually.
Oh, Floyd was stronger than that.
No one got that in time. Tropical Man said Fran. Martinez said Frances. But 2-1 to the viewers. Remarkable.
We have any other images?
I don't.
I'll have to go pull. I'm gonna pull a little bit more of an obscure system now.
For the time being, we'll leave you with an image of Nanka right now, if it loads up in the high res there.
I'm gonna pull up a little bit more of a.
Its influence is much wider than it is long, I guess.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? I think that eye's starting to look better as well, by the way. It's the latest image
The
of Nanka
question
there.
is, can I find non-Wikipedia images of the storm?
Yes, that they exist. I've shown most of them though, so I can't do any more.
Oh, I've pulled out some ones that you haven't seen.
Oh dear. Tropical Man just guessed Nanka. Yes, well done. That's not part of the Guess the Storm. That's part of our update.
Yes.
The Nanga's a typhoon now by the JMA.
Yeah, I need to.
Halola, do you mean?
Yeah.
Nanka. Yeah, wait a minute.
No.
Still. No, not yet.
We'll be looking out for that.
But it should be. It should be a typhoon very soon.
We'll
Question is, are there images?
be looking out for the latest ATCF information. We've only got Enrique so far for midnight UTC. It happened a bit early, didn't it, Jason? They usually do it a bit later than that. So the others might take a while, probably when we're not on air.
Huh.
Oh.
That's interesting. Alberto definitely looks like it was annular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alberto 2000 there. That's also not part of Guess the Storm, just to let you know.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, that's just
Let me see if I can
the discussion.
find anything. Because the problem is, when I save images, I always have to make them either specific to the storm name or specific to the year. I'll have to change the name of one. I suppose I could stop being lazy and do that. So let me see what I can get up here. Something that someone might actually get. That's not likely, is it?
I don't think it's likely that I'm going to find imagery for the storm I'm looking for.
That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to change this.
Alright, I got imagery for it, but it's not exactly good.
Okay, guys, I've got one.
Oh god.
Let's play Guess the Storm.
It's
What the hell is this? Pardon me.
great. I'm gonna guess that is the Southern Mariana Islands,
Now, I'm not going to comment.
and it looks like a rather significant storm.
The team can help him out, by the way, to confirm or deny whether those are the Mariana Islands. I guess you're on your own, Devon.
Oh, I'm gonna kick myself.
Are you?
That's what this is. This better not be Nanka.
No.
Okay.
Not Nanka.
Other than that, I am 100% clueless.
Okay, well, it's a Category 5 Typhoon.
Oh, I kind of figured that.
Oh, well, you don't have to accept my help if you don't want.
It was either a 4 or 5.
Tropical Man says tip. No.
No.
I am aware of what the name is, by the way.
Sorry?
I know what the name is, but I'm gonna keep it.
You are on our team, you know. You can say it. Come on. we need to make it 2 each.
I wanted.
Put them down.
I was going
It's
to say
Nathan's
that.
dad.
I was going to say that it was gay of '92, but I don't think it was that close to the Marianas Islands.
Very good, Jason. Jason does now. But he's not going to tell you. He's betrayed the team.
Well, I just told you my guess.
No. Okay, I'll give you a clue. This storm was also used in the Atlantic, the name. And is a retired storm as well in the Atlantic.
Great.
Hmm.
Excellent, because that probably just gives it right away, because now I'm even more clueless.
Devon's very clueless. Nick, any ideas? You going to try and help poor Devon out?
No, you're on your own.
Oh, that's shocking. That's terrible.
Okay, it starts with the letter K.
Jason, just say it. Make it 2-2.
Well, then that is it. Well, the only retired name that I know of is that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me give you another clue for
Wow.
everyone. It coincided with another Atlantic name that was retired.
You just said that.
I didn't.
It's Keith.
My guess was just Klaus.
No. Jason just said it.
What was it?
Jason.
Keith.
Well done. Typhoon Keith
Keith. That
of
was the other one.
1997, which coincided with Typhoon Joan, wasn't it? Which was another Atlantic storm that was retired.
Oh.
Okay, I've got one.
Martinez said Keith a little bit late. So this is the decider, possibly. Nick's picture, then.
The decider's going to be the picture I...
Am I stupid enough to say Claudette?
Nope. Although it is in the same area.
Hi. No. I don't know why this name's ringing a bell, but for some reason Alberto is ringing a bell.
Oh.
Nope.
No.
No. It's a strange one.
Oh.
Let me just load up Wikipedia page.
Oh,
Is that
do we have to go away?
Is that No, that wouldn't be. It may be Tropical Storm Cindy.
Nope.
Okay, is it maybe Tropical Storm Brett?
I'm clueless.
No.
Not Cindy.
Stop
It's not Brett. It's not Claudette, and it's not Alberto.
What did you say, Jason?
It has to be between A and C, I think.
I wouldn't say that.
Really early in the season.
Was it? Oh dear. Was it in this decade?
Yes.
I
Wait,
thought it was.
like the 2010s decade?
Yes.
No.
Oh. That's this
Okay.
decade, you know. Tropical Man says Cristobal.
No.
I don't know where. Wait, what?
So you are saying it's this decade?
No. He says that's
No, I'm
not.
saying that's not it.
That's not it. Okay, good.
Okay. My next, I was going to have a guess, and now I just completely lost it. Oh, Tropical Storm. Damn it! I just lost it again. Harvey.
Oh.
No.
No.
No, it's not Harvey.
And it's not damn it either.
I didn't say it was.
I can't remember where this storm was at all, but it... Oh no, it's going to be wrong. I'm going to say it anyway. It popped into my head for no apparent reason. Is it Jose?
No.
Too weak to be Jose. That's with a J. Hose.
I don't know.
So does that A to C clue, since it's green, does that mean that it's correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be in the 2000s decade, because I can't see that being a 90s.
Then, okay. Would it be Tropical Storm Barrel, even though I don't remember any barrels in there?
It has to be the late... Well, it doesn't have to be, but I'm thinking late 2000s. You don't have to confirm that. But it leaves me even more lost than I started. Though I do wonder whether it was a 2005 storm, but has Nick just ruled that out?
Yeah, no, because it's obviously not Arlene, Brett, or Cindy from 2005.
Well, Jesper just said Chantal from 07, that's obviously wrong.
So it's between 2000 and 2005. Okay. What storms do I know that's in that? Oh, no, that's not between A and C.
What storm formed before Isabel?
No.
Well, no.
Well, I can't remember what storm formed before Isabel.
It was a G name storm, obviously.
Well, no, H.
Oh God.
Jason?
H.
I don't know. I'll just say random storm. I don't know. Hermine.
No.
No.
Good as guess as any.
Bonnie.
No.
No. Yeah.
Alex.
No.
No.
Oh no, it was stronger, wasn't it? Double L?
I'm sorry. I got confused there. I was just about to erase it too.
Trying to figure out what storms they had in '04. What came after Charlie?
No. That's all I'm gonna tell you. No. Because Alex was a lot stronger. Bonnie was in the Gulf, and Charlie was also in the Gulf.
Might you be trolling us and this is actually a tropical depression?
No, I'm pretty sure
No, I
that's
don't think that's a tropical depression. I want to say that it's a subtropical system, which
Well,
would rule out that it's the year 2000.
well, hasn't he just said it's after Isabel? By saying it's not before.
Okay, so it
Um,
occurred after. So this storm occurred after Hurricane Isabel, is what you're saying?
No.
Tropical man says Henri.
No.
Oh, I see.
Well, before.
Whichever one that is.
Yeah,
what was
that's
that?
obviously not between A and C. I don't want to go off of the naming list and start naming every single A, B, and C storm
And
that
actually, the one before Isabel would have been Henri, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would have been Henri.
I'm sorry. How
Why
about
am I inclined to say Tropical Storm Chris?
And the one before Henri was Grace, probably.
So
this is a G storm
Chris
that
is
retired.
out. Cristobal is out. It's definitely not Grace.
Well, I just said it anyway. Anyone at
I'm
home
going to-
who might know?
I'm just looking at these names like Cindy, Brett, Alberta, and all that.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of other names.
Jasper says Tropical Storm Dean
No.
of 2001.
I'm pretty sure it's between A and C.
Oh, that's.
Oh wait, it's right there. It's right there.
Is it.
Tropical
maybe
Man says.
Chantal?
Tropical Man says
What?
Arthur of '02.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
drat.
Want to try to tie it back up at the very least? Oh, wait a second. What's this?
What?
Hold on.
Holding. My turn then.
Okay. No. I got an image.
You've got one. Fine. We could do this forever, couldn't we?
Yup.
My word.
Is this the longest hangout ever?
Oh no, we
Ready?
did 3 hours when Marsha was making landfall.
Oh god.
Oh my.
Okay.
This one's interesting. I've not actually come across this before, I don't think.
Oh, there's Dolores.
Dolores.
Information about Dolores.
Okay. Was the
Um,
first guest Dolores?
991 millibars, 65 knots. So it's still there.
Yeah, saying the same then there.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's news on Dolores there.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
any guesses?
I'm stumped. I mean, it.
Atlantic,
Well,
obviously.
I know it won't be, but my first guess is Eleanor.
Elena?
Elena. Fine. Elena, Eleanor, Elena.
No.
Your turn, Jason.
I don't know, Gilbert.
No.
I don't
think that
know
was
it.
Jason. Gilbert.
Now. Just like to report that tornado we were talking about earlier has caused roof damage to at least one home.
Oh boy.
And as of just over, how long ago? 45 minutes ago, it was starting to rope out, apparently. What does that mean?
That basically means what rope out means is that after a tornado gets up to it, the baits means that the tornado's weakening.
Yeah. Tropical Man says Gloria.
Gloria. Glorious guess.
I'm going to say Kate.
Kate.
Any creative clues, please?
Creative clue.
That won't give it away. I'm not sure anyone knows.
This storm is depicted. This storm is not depicted as a major hurricane.
That's interesting, then. Probably going to make it harder.
It is not a major hurricane in this picture.
Nick, any ideas?
Nope.
Tropical Man says Katia.
Katia.
Not Katia. It does remind me of something, but
Something.
we've not confirmed it's in the Atlantic, have we?
We have not confirmed that it's in the Atlantic.
Are you going to?
I am not going to confirm that it's in the Atlantic.
Oh, blimey. And if it's not a Cat 5, I won't know where it is if it's in the Pacific. Gee.
It's not a Cat 5.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a major hurricane.
And it's not been doctored at all to make it look old.
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
It could be just a crappy resolution picture that I took off over the internet.
No, it looks old. Everyone's stumped, Devon.
Everyone is stumped. Okay. This storm occurred. Okay, I'm about to give it away.
Oh.
This storm occurred in the Atlantic Basin.
Okay.
In an inactive season, a season with less than 8 named storms.
Oh dear. Well, I really don't think it's Alicia.
Alicia?
I really don't think it is.
I don't see Texas anymore on this map.
No, but that can be misleading, see?
Well, that's where Alicia was. Texas. That's it.
Yeah, but I can't tell if there's any land on there or not. And Lucas actually just guessed Alicia as well. Tropical Man says Kurt. Did we even have a Kurt in the Atlantic?
Kurt. There's been a Kirk.
Yeah. Lucas says Andrew, but there were 8 storms that year, weren't there?
There were, in 1992, there were 7.
Oh, were there? Thought it was 8. Well, it says
and
Andrew
it
anyway.
was not Andrew.
Then I'm trying to think of storms in '97.
1997.
I mean, they use the same naming list as we're using this year.
Hmm. Do you
And I
think
can...
you're onto something?
No.
Hey.
Because I don't know the intensities of any of them, except that Danny was a hurricane and near land as well. But if you're implying that there's no land on that image, then it won't be that.
What year was it?
I will not reveal
He
what
won't.
year.
He won't say. But I am possibly thinking that year. But I can't think of any of the storms that we would have had. Perhaps Claudette.
Claudette.
Hmm.
Hmm. I probably misspelled it too.
Don't think you did actually.
Yeah, it looks right.
Claudette.
Tropical Man says Erica.
Erica. That's a storm from 1997.
It is.
It's also wrong. It occurred in a year where the worldwide number for tropical cyclones was very high.
Oh my.
If that helps you at all.
I'm not sure it does. I really can't say it does, because... Oh. Unless it was another storm from '92. Bonnie?
There you go.
Ah! Fantastic. I've got
Okay.
one.
I have another one.
I had one.
Oh,
We're spoiled for choice here. Well,
Bad.
okay, I tell you what, we're going to do mine, and then we're going to do Nick's, and then we're going to end the show, okay?
Sounds
Yes,
good, because I don't have any other pictures.
Yeah, we're getting on for 2 hours here. Here's my image. It might be obvious, but I just dug it out.
Oh. Oh. I don't remember what the name of that storm was.
Well, that's good.
Agatha?
Very good, Jason. It is.
It was Agatha?
Oh, it was 2010.
Oh, well, that's not the storm I was going to guess.
Because I did this one before.
Did you?
Yeah, on Guess the Storm.
Well, how about that? Tropical Man also got in there. Might have done it before Jason did, so we'll
give it to
share the
Jason.
points on that one. So Nick is going to be showing us the last photo. The team are leading by 10 points, so this is the last chance for the viewers to tie it at the end of proceedings today.
okay. Can you guess what this one is? It might be a little easy.
It just went away on my screen. Come on, come
Actually,
back
this
up.
one's probably really easy.
Come on, sunshine.
Haven't we
I
done
know-
this
I know it.
previously, recently?
I know it.
What is it?
I think it's far too easy to count.
Yes. That is if I'm going to make a little clue here, it's been used on a recent Guess the Storm.
It has?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
We
I didn't
won't
use
use this
I didn't
one.
know that.
Yes. For those that are wondering what this storm is, if there even are any, that is Hurricane Luis.
Yes.
Well, well, well.
I knew it was easy.
My guess would have been for that previous storm, I guess, would have been Boris.
Lucas says, was it the smallest storm ever in the Atlantic?
It is not Marco. It was actually one of the largest storms ever in the Atlantic. Thanks for insulting it.
I'm going to find a different photo now. I want to find one that's not too obvious, but the ones I can find that aren't too obvious are far too difficult.
Yes.
It's the problem, isn't it?
It's a very big problem.
Huge problem.
Yeah, I only have pictures of easy ones now.
Then we shall pick a hard one. Well, it might not be hard actually, but we'll see. So this is the last Guess the Storm image of the day. It's very pixelated, and looking at my face,
Let me get it over
here it
to
comes.
you. Do I have it? Do I have it? Do not see
I
the
see
image.
South America there.
What the hell is that?
What the hell is this?
Once again, I know what storm it is, and I don't know the friggin' name to it.
Does Jason know?
I don't know. It's in the Atlantic. I can see like parts of Brazil to the south.
I don't think it's Brazil,
That's
but
not
the other
Brazil.
countries there. Yeah. Does anyone know on the chat? Oh, Daniel left us quite a while ago, actually. He must have accidentally slept on a button and left the chat room.
Yep, I completely forget the damn name.
Does anyone on the video know? It's your chance to tie things up. Give us a hint.
Okay, I
Listening.
think I. Oh God! It was one of those freaking. It was shown to me freaking a week ago because it came very close with Ivan for being the southernmost tropical storm on record.
I showed you that.
Remember what the damn name is.
I showed you that. Well, they want a hint, so my first hint is it's in the Atlantic. Lucas says, was it from the 60s?
No.
I decline to comment on that yet. What I will say is that it was before the 90s. Wakey wakey, Devon.
Francis.
Incorrect.
Fabian.
Lucas says, was the season it was in used the phonetic alphabet? I don't think it was that far back. No is the answer to that.
Fabian.
Incorrect.
Oh. What's another F name?
Why are you thinking F, first of all?
Because that's the only thing I remember about it.
Okay.
Oh, Fran. I got no clue.
No, not Fran either. Does anyone know on the chat? They're waiting for clues. I'm trying to think of any that won't give it away too much, but I'm really struggling with that one, I'm afraid. Sorry to disappoint.
Judging by its appearance, I'm thinking it's probably a storm that's started early in a season or something.
Let me give you a little clue as to what year it is, and it's a very, very obscure clue. All I'm going to say is think about an anomalous year for Category 5 storms. Worldwide, that is. An anomalous year around the world for Category 5 storms. That's a little clue to the year. Jesper says Tropical Storm Danielle, 1986. No. Tropical Man says Frances. No.
Alberto? God, no.
Nope.
God, no.
No.
No, no, no,
Indeed
no,
not.
no, 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 no.
Eventually, I will tell you the year, but when I do, I'm only going to give you 90 seconds to guess because I don't want the viewers looking it up.
Why can't I think of the name of this damn storm?
I'll give Devon a clue then. It's not an F-name storm.
Damn it! Damn it!
Sorry.
Okay, if I ask for a clue, are you going to give me the answer to it?
Well, actually, I won't tell you what year it is, but I will tell you what makes it an anomalous year for Category 5 storms. This year had... Let me just verify this, actually, first. I don't want to get this wrong.
No, I want to ask one question.
Go ahead.
Did it ever make landfall in South America?
I think it might have, but don't quote me on that. Yes, I can confirm. This year was anomalous for Category 5 storms worldwide because it's the only year in recorded history that we know of, I think, where the total Category 5 storms for that year worldwide was 0. And it was a while ago. Dead hush.
Damn it!
Oh, Jesper, I think, has got it right. Yes, Jesper has it. He's guessed correctly. Tropical Storm Alma of 1974.
So you guys are having fun.
Hi, John. How are you?
Sorry,
John.
I'm sorry I wasn't in the live event. It's just I just need to take a night off or something.
Well, you've joined us to say goodbye.
No. I'm gonna stay for a little bit.
You can stay with it. You can hang out with us off air, but we are going to finish in just a few minutes.
Oh.
Tropical storm frickin' Alma.
Sorry, Devon. Very sorry.
No,
Jesper got it. Jesper's your nemesis now. He's on the Skype chat room. There's gonna be words exchanged, I'm sure.
Okay, let me take a look and see what that storm was. I know
think
it
it did
occurred
make
in
landfall.
1990 or something.
Tropical storm.
Must be some record for Venezuela or something, or
Yeah, quite
someplace
possibly.
Suriname or something in South America.
Jesper was
Yeah,
very
it was.
pleased.
It was an F-name storm. It was Fran that I was thinking of.
Ah, just not this one.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the wrong system.
Well, we've been on air for 1 hour longer than previously billed, so I think that's the end of our show. It's been great to have you with us for the trip. Excellent. My name was Nathan Foy. I was joined by several people this evening. Devon, thanks for joining us, and hey, you almost got there.
And I just got stuck.
I was a long way.
Oh, he's gone. Nick, thanks
Oh.
for joining us.
You're welcome.
John,
Thanks for-
albeit very briefly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Don't be so. You did a very good job last week with 5 days or whatever it was in a row. And Jason, providing us very nice imagery as well along the whole trip. And also Daniel, who fell asleep halfway through the show. We can only assume that he did that. But until next time, which is probably tomorrow, probably around the same time, same place, around 10 p.m. UTC, I would expect. We'll be talking more about the tropical storm situation. I expect it's going to be all about Nanka tomorrow, and perhaps Dolores if it really intensifies. But until then, that's all from us for now. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Toodle pit.